when your resin is finished, you should still be able to access the resin content.
But
I don't think PvP is necessary, guys. Like I don't find PvP like crucial. This is gonna be my perspective of flaws. So PvP, in my opinion, is not a must.
Alright, let me just dislike, unsub, unsubbed, fucking dumbass.
I would like to see how well this game does without PvP, because it is possible to do a very good game like this just fully PvE if you have challenging PvE, right? If you have challenging PvE, like raid, endgame content like the Abyss, but harder, eventually harder. Right now it's pretty hard. The only reason it's hard is because you're not leveled up enough. You don't have the artifacts leveled up. You don't have your weapons artifact. You're not ascended your characters. You haven't talented up your characters. So like the stuff that I mentioned, you didn't up your weapons. You didn't up your artifacts. You don't have the correct sets for certain characters, you know? Some characters might need constellations for them to be like very OP, but you don't need it at the moment because the game is pretty like it's slicing through butter at the moment. You might say that I have Dillick, like you might think that I say that because of Dillick, but I've played open beta and I've played free to play with open beta. Even then, it's pretty easy. You just need to know how to level up your artifacts, how to do it correctly, and all this shit. Yeah, you can find guides. Everyone puts out guides on YouTube. And then also, you have to level up your talents, if you can. Because the issue with the game at the moment, you have to decide what you want to do with the amount of resin you have at your expense. Because if you're going to go pay to win in this game, you can use the full amount of 6 refreshes if you're going to pay to win. Pay to play, not pay to win, because you're not competing against anyone else. So, but if you want, you can do your sex.
Oh, say less.
We say sex in Sweden, okay? We can do your 6 resins refreshes. You can also use your fragile resin if you want to get to that specific content, and you're just on the edge of getting 35. I would recommend not doing your fragile, because when you get to higher level in the game, you can use the fragile resin to repeat content that will get you better rewards. Right now, your world level is pretty low, meaning that you will only get certain items. But the higher level you go with the world level and your party level, you'll have access to better rewards. So using the fragile resin then would be more beneficial than using it now. But if you want to enjoy the content within the current state of the game, you could use it. Like, who the fuck gives a fuck? You can do whatever the fuck you want. But yeah, there are multiple flaws within the game, but this is my perspective. Okay, not everyone has to agree with this. But there are multiple flaws that I have with the game. And it's the resin to begin with. The fact that you can't really enjoy the content that I personally enjoy, which is domains, which is ley lines, which is killing the bosses, getting your fucking getting your craftable items to ascend your characters, to level up your talents, to level up your fucking artifacts as well, you know? Your weapons, all that. The fact that you're limited to 6 refreshes, in my opinion, it's...
Fix the game! It sucks playing the shit! And I'm fucking addicted! So I can't quit!
It's not a good mechanic. Could also be that it has something to do with the Chinese regulation when it comes to playing games, because it's different. This game is created by Chinese company, so we might be playing according to their rules at the moment, and hopefully it will change in the future. I don't know. But the fact that you can only refresh 6 times to then enjoy the content that I personally enjoy, as I said, you can. When you're done with that, when you're done with the resin refreshes, basically what you have left of the game is basically just going through your mission book, killing the bosses, not all the bosses, but the free-to-play bosses, the meta-trolls, the agents, the hunters, all that stuff. You can do that without spending resin. But they also have a reset counter. So when you're done with all that, you will have to wait until they respawn, right? And that might take multiple hours. I don't know what the timer is. Honestly, I'm still confused on what the logical timer is for this. But yeah. And so with that said, I personally like bossing, which is killing the bosses. I like grinding materials to, dude, I want to level up my weapons. I want to level up my artifacts. I want to be able to just fucking be OP, you know? But the game hinders you. And there's so much, like a resolution for this, for the resin situation. It's pretty easy. There's a Reddit post as well that gave this option, not option, but that gave this resolution. It is to instead of just limiting you to the resin. Let's say the resin is finished. You get that specific reward for that amount of resin that you spend. When your resin is finished, you should still be able to access the resin content, but with reduced rewards. Instead of getting what we get right now, X amount of chaos cores and X amount of circuits, we get like 3 to 4 or something, like when you do a domain. Let's say you go in to a domain without resin. Just give us 1. Just even give us RNG that it drops. The fact that we know that it might drop will make us continue playing that, you know? Instead of having to wait until next day. But at the same time, you might look at this, oh, Takish, shit. You're just a hardcore player. Like, look at us casual. We don't mind this. We want to play, but there's a better way to approach this. You should always to apply to multiple factions of players, you know, not just the one. Because if you just focus that, like, the casuals, the end game, like the grinders will just give up eventually. Yeah, so reduced rewards, and you can still continue farming those domains. Because when you're done with your resins, there's so much that is limited within the game. Mora, you notice when your Mora is just drained out, right? Every day, your Mora is drained out, right? Why? Because you have to level up your artifacts. Why? Because you have to level up your characters. Why? Because you have to level up your fucking weapon, right? So then you have to decide, okay, today I'll have to spend all my refreshes and all my resin to do the gold ley line, right? To get the, oh shit, yeah, okay, so since I leveled up to world level 4, I get more currency, more Mora. But the fact that you have to do this, like choose this or do a certain domain that you need to ascend or level up your artifact or weapon or talent, you have to choose between these. Instead of being able to do like all of it, you know? So what they can do is the resin, you have the static rewards for the resin spent and you get that reward, right? But when you're done with the resin spending, free farming, but with reduced rewards, okay? You can decide how much it can be, as long as we know we can get rewarded for doing it. And I'm not saying at any point that we are end game at the moment, because we don't have all the content in the game, right? We don't have all the content in the game. And I can tell you right now, the fact that I'm grinding like this is because this is what is available for us within the game at the moment. When they release new updates, new regions, it's going to be easier to adventure rank up. Even new players can catch up, because they will have more quests. They will have more world quests. They'll have more stuff to do, and they will just speed run to the same level that we are. But it would be, as I say, it's nice to be able to still farm the resin dungeons, but with a reduced reward, so that you just don't, feel like you have something to do other than just treasure hunting, other than just basically farming items. Farming items, like, I'm not saying it's not fun, but it comes to a point where you just feel like you're doing that repetitively every day. And in the end, what do you fucking call this game? You call it chest simulator, running simulator, like everyone did with Death Stranding, walking simulator, you know? But yeah, I'm approaching this from a Westerner's perspective. Of course, I can understand that Chinese regulations might hinder them from approaching the stuff that we might want for the resin. But there's a better way to implement a system like that without it affecting the gacha or the regulations in China with the reduced rewards. So that's... I've also heard that this might be rumors, but you know what? We don't talk about that. We skip that. But yeah, and that's just one point of the flaw within the game, in my opinion. We have also the fact that you can't really level up your characters without using books. Yeah? You can't really level up your characters without using books. And that, I think, is a very stupid mechanic, because what is the point of getting EXP from the monsters? The EXP at the moment, where I am right now, it doesn't really scale. The EXP you get from when you start the game and to the point that I am is exactly the same, even though the requirement to level up your character increases so much. So the EXP doesn't really scale as you progress within the game. What they can do to approach this is to either scale the EXP towards the average level of your party, meaning that if you have like a character that is level 10 and you have a Diluc that is 70, they scale it accordingly to the average level, so that you don't power level your monsters. You know, if they want to hinder the progression in that sense, you don't power level your monsters. You have the average party level, and it scales towards that, right? So yeah, the leveling aspect also, they have to tap on this, you know? They have to do something about that. It's just weird. Like, they have had closed beta. They have had 2 or 3 closed betas, I don't really know. And the fact that we still get that amount of type of EXP is... I'm not really used to that. It could be a normal thing. As I say, this is from my perspective. Yeah. So they could do that to fix that problem. And then we come to co-op in the game. We come to the co-op in the game. And I don't have much experience with the co-op. I like the fact you can play with another player and you can kill bosses. You can farm items together. You can just speed clear the content within the game, but not everything. You can so you can't really share the chests and all that shit. There should be much more engaging stuff for you to co-op. Should be more engaging stuff for you to co-op. At the moment, I feel no incentive to join another world, another person's world, except for stealing their shit. Okay? I see no other reason, for me at least, to jump into someone else's world to steal their shit. That is the only reason. I've also heard people, at the moment, this is a very flawed mechanic within the game, But you can also create 2 accounts. You can make 2 accounts, take them up to 16, put them online, you jump into that world, and you can get free materials like that as well. That, in my opinion, is flawed shit, because that means people are gonna just create accounts, dead accounts, for you to for them to farm in. So that's, in my opinion, weird champ as fuck. So hopefully they can address that. Hopefully they can do stuff where co-oping is more engaging, more rewarding. I would like more bosses that are really hard to deal with, but you get more rewards for it. They can also make a 3-party team where the main party leader gets to play with 2 units, while the other characters gets to play with 1. If that's the way they're gonna have the co-op at the moment. But yeah, we need more like co-op features, and I hope that they will address this within patch 1.1. I hope they don't have to address everything, but as at least we can. Hopefully, we can see something that addresses these issues. They also have to fix the artifact UI. This is a bit minor, but it's annoying a bit. I think most of you guys will agree with this. But the fact that when you want to enhance your artifacts and you just auto add and you just know that, oh shit, I actually don't want to feed this. You want to just right click. This is just very minuscule, but come on, let us right click to remove it, you know? Let's just right click to remove it. Yeah. That's very minuscule. The primary things that I wish they would address is the fragile, not fragile, but the resins within the game. The content that is accessible only through resins. You can still access the content. You just don't get rewarded for it. And that, in my opinion, is it's not fun. It's not very interactive. It limits the playstyle. It's, at least for the people that enjoy that content, they will probably just see no reason to continue. You might say, "Oh shit," but dude, if you're done with that, you can proceed to do anything else. You can just close the game, play something else instead if you're having issues with that. But I fucking love the game. I fucking love the game, dude. I am not gonna do that. I want to continue playing this game. It's fun. It's fun, man. If you have fun, let us continue to have fun, you know? Yeah. Give us access to that shit. And I think there's multiple ways that they can address this. I hope they do it in a good way. I'm not saying the game is bad or anything. I fucking love it. It's beautiful. Actually, it's a game that I wake up to. It's been a long time since I have this feeling, oh shit, I want to wake up. I want to play the game. Oh, I want to be done with work and I want to come home and play the game. It's been a long time since I felt that. Yeah, since I felt that. And this game did it for me. But I'm at a point where I feel disappointed. But I'm still playing it because it's still fun. Like, I like doing my daily shit and stuff. But give us access to that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys don't agree with me. If you don't fucking agree with me. I like that type of game mechanic. And, yeah. That is my opinion. Arrivederci.